growing up here on the river, there are definitely things with the nature of this environment that have impacted the way I write, the way I act, who I am as a person, the music I listen to. And it's probably why I'm primarily playing and writing acoustic folk music and bluegrass right now.
He's never going to downplay the importance of where he came from. It's just time to move on to bigger and better things as a writer and as a performer. And I think that's what he wanted this project to reflect the most. Left here all alone. Yeah, this country boy, he's got the means to roam. Yeah, big city, here I come. Big city, here I come. Big city, here I come. Tired of driving all day long, just to have a little fun. Won't you open up your arms? Big city, here I come. So Mason contacted me. He wanted to make a couple videos of some songs he had written, and he was getting ready to record on an upcoming album. And being I was already working on a video project anyway, we decided we would just do a whole episode featuring him. And but we had a limited amount of time because he was in the process of moving to Nashville.
It's one of the best things I can do. That, as well as focusing on a little bit more of my solo career. And I'm a huge songwriter, and I love to write. And that was the other kind of idea about moving to Nashville, is all the co-writing opportunities. I have a friend who I wrote a song with, Thomas Castle from Circus Number 9, and this song is in the works to be picked up by Jeff Parker on his upcoming album. And so hopefully, you know, I can get some other bluegrass artists, or maybe even country artists there in the big city, to take some of my songs and record them, and then there's some income for me, but also some notoriety and all that.
He's taken serious as a songwriter, a performer, and a musician. He's only 22 years old, but wise well beyond his years.
So I've been doing some recording out in Nashville, and that's almost another reason that's drawn me in that area, just to be close to the studio. Coming out with a new album, being produced by Charles Humphrey III, who was the previous bass player and one of the founding members of the Steep Canyon Rangers. He has a Grammy for helping produce one of their albums, so he's trying to help produce this.
Growing up picking, he's fantastic. Can't say enough good things about him. Love writing with him, love working with him, and he's got a bright future ahead of him.
So the first of the two songs that we recorded on video, which was just him, 2 microphones and a guitar, and it was called, at the time, Greenback Dollars.
So the song, which I'm still kind of debating on the name for, it could be that or Poverty Line is the other idea, and was a co-write between me and Charles Humphrey III, and we just kind of, we got it done real quick. It just kind of came to us, you know, clear as country water, I tell you. And I feel like it has some pop country appeal that also kind of blends in with some of this Appalachian roots, you know, and bluegrass kind of background that I have. And, you know, it's about being broke, you know, wondering when that next paycheck's gonna come in. I'm sure there's people out there listening right now that if you lost $500, you know, who knows where your financial standing's going to be tomorrow, you know, that you need that money. And so everybody likes a good money song, get that money and work hard and get it, you know. So that's what this is about, Poverty Line.
Well, dollars are on my mind. Tired of making nothing and working overtime. It's a tough road, holding a steep hill to climb when you're living underneath the poverty line. Well, I got an education but no career. I spend my nights picking, singing, and drinking beer. Selling my soul for pennies on the dollar, singing, fishing in the dark and deeper than a holler. Sun up, sun down, it's hustle and grind. Can't get ahead without falling behind. But I sing a soul song, sing it clear and loud. I do my best to make my mama proud. Greenback dollars are on my mind. 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 Well, I wish I had a nickel for the wishing well, 'cause my luck's run out and I'm broke as on loading in and loading out another dive. It ain't living, Lord, it's just trying to survive. It's the blood, sweat, and tears, tumbling toil, running out of fuel, burning midnight oil. But a working man does what a working man do. Trust in the Lord and He'll get you through. Greenback dollars are on my mind. 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 Oh, now greenback dollars are on my mind. Tired of making nothing and working overtime. It's a tough road to hoe and a steep hill to climb when you're living underneath the poverty line.
All right, 10 years old, got my first guitar, learned my first chord shapes. Then, when I was 11, I got a bass. I said, I don't want to play the guitar. Then when I was 12, got a mandolin. I don't want to play the bass. I'm sure it was very frustrating for my parents, but then wrote my first song when I was 12 on the guitar and realized that that was a great tool for me to be able to write songs with and also be able to sing as an accompaniment instrument, so I kind of stuck with the guitar for the main part.
I met Mason many years ago at Shakori Hills Festival. I think we were both like 12 years old, and I had a little gig, I guess, at the Outpost tent. He was there and doing like a songwriting workshop and everything. And then, oh my God, he was shredding on guitar and mandolin.
We had a songwriter round that we were both in, and that was the first time I ever heard him do original music, and I was blown away. And the first time I heard him play guitar, he was amazing. He just brought so much energy, and his energy was infectious.
Until I was, I want to say in my teens, started taking some lessons from Rex McGee, local music legend, I guess, in this area.
I knew his father and his mother. I grew up with him in Stokes County, went to school with his mom, played music with his dad, David. And he came to me for lessons. He was obviously more than just a young kid wanting to learn 3 or 4 chords on the guitar and strum and being a singer-songwriter or something. But he really wanted to learn to pick.
He basically was my first introduction to music theory, and I'm very thankful. He's a huge mentor to me in that aspect.
Learning jazz tunes, we learned a variety of repertoire. We learned some Irish, we learned some, there were swing tunes that he was interested in, but then he's a legitimate bluegrass flat picker. He figured that out in fairly short order, and he always brings a lot of enthusiasm to whatever he's doing.
And through taking lessons with Rex, I got to take some incredible lessons with people like Ryan Cavanaugh. I learned some of my first fill tunes from him, as well as Clay Jones, who has a lot of acclaim as a flat picker, and then other people through the years, such as, like I said, my father and Ralph McGee.
Like right now, we're currently trying to record a song that he wrote for the new Goodfellas thing, so it's come full circle now. He's calling me to come play gigs with, and so we'll probably if not this one, it's probably going to make it onto this CD. It's one of his originals. So he's a natural-born showman. He's an entertainer. Likes to keep the crowd going. It's just it comes to him pretty natural. Good songwriter. Good performer.
Bound for Victory. Tell me about that song.
Well, I wanted to write an empowering song. I feel like sometimes I get stuck in a rut when it comes to writing these love songs or breaking your heart kind of songs or something like that. And I love this trend in music today, and I feel like it's not just me, but there's a lot of artists that are writing in songs that are motivational or empowering. And so this is a song for that. So, Bound for Victory.
Getting ready for the genesis of a brand new day. Metamorphosis, caterpillar chrysalis. Spread your wings, child, and fly away. Fly through the great bright yonder, where the troubled times are no more. Well, you know I've been through hell and back, but I'm ready now to walk out that door, because I'm gonna leave it all behind me. I'm gonna leave it all behind me. I'm gonna leave it all behind me. Bound for victory, I said now. I'm gonna leave it all behind me. I'm gonna leave it all behind me. I'm gonna leave it all behind me. Bound for victory, I said. I'm bound. Lord, I'm bound. I'm bound. Bound for victory, I said now. I'm bound. Lord, I'm bound. I'm bound. Bound for victory. Oh, well, I strapped my boots on this morning with a cheeky grin on my face. I got a reckoning down in my soul that's earned its rightful place. Swatting away all the parasites that yearn to crucify. Well, I ain't looking back, got tunnel vision on what's been testified with us now. I'm gonna leave it all behind me. I'm gonna leave it all behind me. I'm gonna leave it all behind me. Bound for victory, I said now. I'm gonna leave it all behind me. I'm gonna leave it all behind me. I'm gonna leave it all behind me. Bound for victory, yeah. I'm bound. Oh, I'm bound. I'm bound. Bound for victory, I said now. I'm bound. Oh, I'm bound. I'm bound. Bound for victory. Bound for victory. Bound for victory. Bound for victory. That's a tape. You like that? That was good, I think. What do you think?
I got to play play on stage with him in his funk band configuration a few years ago at a festival, and you know, I felt like right then that this is somebody that he's going to be able to do whatever he wants to musically.
The Floyd Fest, winning that as an On the Rise runner-up, I was the runner-up on that, but I was one of the winners, and that definitely was an icon for me to feel like, you know, maybe my schooling should be the backup and this music thing should be the forefront.
Westbound on 40, heading home. That Western Carolina is where I'm bound her on. Sweet pea, she's a waiting as I drift along the road.
I feel like I've made at least somewhat of a presence of myself locally, and I'm ready to make more of a national presence of myself. Larry Keel, who I grew up knowing about and being in that culture through my dad's music, and he's been a huge influence on my guitar playing. Whether he knows it or not, I try to like sound a little bit like him some, and then but as a songwriter, I'm a huge fan of my father. You know, he's one of the best songwriters probably in the world, and he's always been a huge influence on me. And I also did a Virginia Folklife songwriting apprenticeship with him, and that we did. I talked a lot about songwriting and played a lot of music together through that, and I've learned a lot from him in that. I try to get a little bit from everything. That's why I'm trying to play progressive bluegrass music, because I don't want to just be stuck in a rut, I guess. You know what I'm saying? And there's definitely so much that can be explored within every rut, you know, or genre or subgenre. But I kind of want to do a little bit of everything, and that's why I'm trying to kind of label myself as that.
You know, Mason is a product of being as young as he is, so naturally he's going to play all kinds of different music.
You can play with a bluegrass arrangement, you know, instrument-wise, and then be able to still play kind of whatever genre you want. And a lot of the mainstream media is still going to think of it as bluegrass music, which I think is beautiful.
Did that work?
Where I'm at, Lord, just don't know. I'm packing up my old Ford truck to take off down the line, leaving all I know behind. Everyone I knew, there's greener grass on the other side of